Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. How you all doing this morning? Are you nervous? Are you nervous? I got to say, I am a bit. Johnny Kenny seems to think that we'll win the game. I think that we should win the game. But if you don't get nervous before these games, there's something far wrong with you. When it comes to Celtic news, obviously the team news will be out in around about 2 hours' time. So I will be going live again in just over an hour and a half away from here. So it's just a quick one this morning, just to warm everyone up, get everyone in the mood. Let's just jump into the comments and see what everyone is saying to it this morning. Real hope we win today. Yep, me also. Stephen Johnson's in the chat. He's getting the beers in. Got the beers in yesterday. Drank most of them last night. So it'll have to be the Vino Tinto today. Martin O'Neill birthday. The Huns talking about our team. Played shite against them twice in the league this year. Chance to go second. I think that's all the motivation that we need, isn't it? I mean, and let's face it, when we played bad against them, it was under different managers. So I think that the way that Martin O'Neill has this team playing, I think that it gives us a little bit of confidence going in today. Does the game on Thursday mean anything? Does it give the players a boost? Due to the fact that it was Europe, it was a dead rubber game, but it's still an important win away in terms of, we won away in Germany. It gives the players a good confidence boost. They didn't fly home during the night, so they were well rested after the game. Martin O'Neill did a lot of Martin O'Neill's done a lot of good things since he's been back at Celtic, and I think one of the best ones was actually getting the the club to make sure that the team stayed over in Germany that second night and got them well rested for this game. It would have been a different story altogether had they flown home during the night, had 3 or 4 hours sleep. That takes it out you. It takes a couple of days for that to get, to get yourself back together. And anyone that's flew through the night will tell you that. You're not really up for it for a couple of days. But Grabboy says, I'm fed up with these early kickoff times. What sort of time is that? It's pure bullshit. Well, it's been like that for years now, hasn't it? Due to television, due to the fact that um, the police don't want fans drinking before they go to this game because they see it as a high risk game. It's a bloody nonsense, isn't it? I think the only time that it's not been a high risk game is when we have the full stand. Simple as that. But anyway. We digress. What other motivation does this team need? Time to deliver. Time to deliver. Can they deliver? I think that they can deliver. I think it's all about if we get the kind of start that we did in Germany. If we get that kind of start, but we know what kind of game to expect today. Let's have a little reality check. There's going to be lots of fouls from them. There's going to be lots of breaking up play. There's going to be lots of them diving to try and get fouls and get a little bit of in the heads of the Celtic players. You'll see quite a lot of. I wonder when the first booking will be. It'll probably be around about in the first 5 minutes, I reckon, unless, and it'll be a Celtic player that gets booked first when you see who the referee is today. But it doesn't really matter, does it? We know that we need to get more than having to rely on anything from VAR, because VAR won't give us anything today. You're not one having to rely on VAR anyway. We need to score goals, and that is the biggest issue that Celtic have had this season. Just not scoring enough goals. The league table doesn't lie, and that's the sad thing about it. Is the fact that we know that we've needed goal scorers all season, and the Achilles heel ultimately, when we get to the end of the season, whether we're champions or not, if we're champions, it'll be one of the most unbelievable championships ever. But as it stands, it's not an hour. Let's talk about leagues and everything after the game today, because until we play this game, I think that will give us an indication of if we have a chance. It was a massive, massive loss against Hibernian. Massive loss. They scraped a draw together yesterday. When you look at the fact that if we had beaten Hibernian, we would have been above them in the league. And it would have been, everything would have been going into this game positive. But because we didn't win against Hibernian, we have that little doubt in our mind. It is away from home. We tend to play a bit better away from home than we do at Celtic Park. So maybe that's the upside of this game. But then there's a caveat. We play with them in the Cup this week. Can Martin O'Neill string together two fantastic results in a week? Or would you take a draw in this game and then beat Aberdeen during the week to go above them in the league and then have a push on there? A draw would be a fantastic result for Hearts. A draw is not really any use to either team, is it? Let's be honest. I'm not really caring about them, but for Celtic, a draw is no good. No good whatsoever. There is no leeway now in the final games. We need to beat them today. We need to beat Aberdeen, and we need to beat Hearts. We need to win every game at the end of the season. If any aspirations of winning the league this year, nervous but buzzing for this battle up the mighty. Good morning and good morning, and just jump in. Good morning to you. Not slept, heat doing overtime. It took me ages to get to sleep last night. And this is the big one, the goalkeeper one. Who starts in goals today? You look cheery as anything. If Jasper starts, we are toast. That's a good coffee, by the way. He would have lost goals against Stuttgart. We would have lost goals against Stuttgart with Kasper and goals. I think we would have. Don't know. There was quite a lot. There was a few saves to the left, and a few important saves to the left. Kasper is struggling with saves to the left. Would you start Sinisalo? I would personally, but Martin O'Neill. I hope he doesn't start Kasper. Do you know? And if he does start Kasper, he will maybe give them a little bit of a boost. Gareth, I'm unsure. My stomach is churning, which means it could lead to a fantastic watch along. And do you know, when you go to the pub here, it's not like going to a boozer back home. I can get quite vocal watching the games and quite enthusiastic. And that enthusiasm kind of gets taken out of you when you're sitting with a bunch of old geezers. Don't know, there's no really any young expats around about here that'll be at the games at the pub at this time of year, because it's not really holiday season. So you're going to be sitting with a bunch of old geezers. No disrespect to the old geezers, do you know what I mean? They give a bit cheer, but I'm probably going to do a watch along. I don't know. I'm undecided. My gut's got that feeling. I have that feeling we usually win. I need to check the weather in Glasgow today as well. Ah, today. Ah. It's going to be pissing the rain during the game. It's a bad omen. I'm not sure. Um, that's just made me even more nervous now. Give Martin a win for his birthday. He deserves it. He does that. And happy birthday to Martin O'Neill. I know you'll be watching this morning, man. You'll be in the hotel. You know, you're probably sitting having your bran flakes or your healthy breakfast that you have. Can't see you having cornflakes or sugar puffs or any sugar infested. It will be bran flakes. That weather's just freaks me right out. Historically, we lose when it's raining at Ibrox. Oh. We need Chamberlain to play more, except Hatate and Engels. Last chance. We must win today. Yeah, it is last chance. We could be 3 points behind Hearts on Wednesday night. It's a win is a must. Is that the officials will decide the outcome today? 11 versus 15. Says Stevie Taylor. Martin O'Neill yesterday unveiled the Tommy Gemmell statue. Oh, I never got told that. I knew somebody that was at it. Flying column. Yeah, I know somebody else was at the channel from. Was it? Can't even speak this morning. I was there yesterday. I used to love 5 o'clock Sunday games. That was a long time ago. Craig says, I think Danny Rose showed his hand in the presser. He's trying to invite us on. Martin O'Neill will prove to be the wiser man in the dugout, as he did in his presser. Martin O'Neill knows how to handle these games since we have the advantage in enough key areas. Stand up and handle their 15 minutes of early chaos ball and then get it done and play. My fear for the weather was more a modern day thing. It never used to worry me under Martin O'Neill. The Martin O'Neill factor is the big one today. You know, can Martin O'Neill? I think Martin O'Neill can. I'm going to be honest, and it's usually when I get this really, really bad gut feeling that we do ultimately win games. Let's keep a record of beating Sevco after European games. Only fear is if Casper and Tam up front. Do you start with Sinisalo and do you start with Junior Adamu? It's a big one, isn't it? Not sure we can get a win. Not really sure. Can we get a win and a draw would be okay. Just jump to this. Martin O'Neill was there. Sadly, I can see us conceding one anyway. Do you think Sinisalo will start? I hope he starts. Because he is the one player that can ultimately get us over the line today. It's not updated yet. Sinisalo commands his box a bit better. And we know all the positives about starting Sinisalo. Kasper Schmeichel's getting beat from range quite easily. Kasper Schmeichel looks past it. He looks done. He looks done as a keeper. I mean, even when you look at the pictures of him in training, he doesn't look like he looks like he should have been hung up his boots about 2 years ago. He doesn't look physically fit. He's carrying. You can see that he's carrying too much weight. You know, and that's someone that's not looking after himself 110%. I mean, he'll say that he's looking after himself, and he's, you know, but for me, Casper Schmeichel's eating all wrong. I don't know if he has a drink. Every players are entitled to have a drink when they're not training, but it looks to me like I know what I look like when I've had a good bevy, and I'm eating wrong. And sorry, Casper, but you look like what I look like when I'm not eating right and and when I'm drinking too much. You know, it doesn't take a lot to put you over that edge, and I feel that Casper may be doing that. You know, it's maybe too much pasta. I don't know. I'm not a dietitian. I can only go by my own body, and I can tell you one thing that Casper, for me, I mean, I'm looking at a picture of Casper Schmeichel here. Let me get this picture up, and you can see a vast difference. That's the Wikipedia picture of Casper in 2024. Celtic. Let's get a Celtic one when he first started. There's a 2025 picture. Let's see if we can open this image up. Right, that's that one. And then let's get this one. Right. I'm going to show you a picture for Casper in 2025 to prove my point here. Nothing more, right? This is not this is on the 15th of 11th when he was playing for Denmark in Copenhagen, right? In 2025. Now, there's Casper. Look at his eyes. Under the eyes bit here, they're not puffy. He's looking quite sort of slim on the face. Don't know, he's getting a good sleep. Everything must be okay with him. And then you look at this picture and you're thinking, and then if I can get a picture up of him in training yesterday, just to show you the difference, to see what I'm talking about. Match gallery, need to go to Twitter. Celtic don't tend to put the link up for that. Celtic. Training gallery. When's the training gallery pictures? Why are they not there? Why is the Celtic website hidden them? Yes. Celtic website is awful sometimes. Oh. But anyway, that is the difference with the two pictures. You see, there's Casper there, but yesterday, in the pictures from yesterday, he was looking a lot more baggy-eyed, puffy around the cheeks, compared to this picture in 2025. He's not looking puffy around the cheeks. His eyes are fine. It's just little telltale signs to say that Casper Schmeichel is not at 100%. And listen, we know that we all know that Casper is looking a little bit chunkier than he was last season. It's nothing new. So don't think that I'm just picking on Casper because he's got a dodgy arm and he can't dive to his left and he tries to get it with his right hand and his right hand can't reach. There's all these things that say just start Sinisalo. Don't fuck our season up, man. 3-1-1 to the hoops. We need a win. We want a win today. and every game. Can you upgrade the chat to the chat? And I will be in the chat. Be in the chat. What? Let's give a win for Martin and his birthday. Yes, champions performance, please. Horrible rain. See, everyone's saying the same. Sure, the Roll of Honor will make a good, very good appearance today. Read the Roll of Honor with Ireland's bravest man. We should be united in memory of the 10. Casper Schmeichel, Sinisalo, but Casper starts. Martin O'Neill would go with experience. But does experience come into this game, or does physical fitness, ability, speed to get the ball out? What bigger game could you say that isn't the Stuttgart game proof that Sinisalo has the experience? And Martin O'Neill says, look, Sinisalo he's going to be the number one goalkeeper next year. He needs to prove that he can be the number one goalkeeper. Put him in the game today to show that he will be the number one goalkeeper at Celtic. They're not putting him in against Stuttgart, and everyone thought as soon as we seen the team, we're thinking Rio Hitati starts. But Rio Hitati, I mean, there's a thing. Where do you play Chamberlain today? Who do you drop out in the midfield? Do you drop out Rio Hitati, put in Chamberlain? Do you leave Hitati sitting in that central midfield role beside Callum McGregor? And then you put Chamberlain further forward? It means dropping out Benji Negrin. Martin O'Neill's got a lot to think about. I'll be watching from a pub in Lisbon. Is anyone making a forecast? Do a watch long so I don't have to listen to Celtic TV and commentary. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, there's loads of people do a watch long. 3-1 Celtic. It's pissing down. Yeah, I know. I checked the weather, mate. You're in Glenrothes as well. There we go. Get your way down to the town centre and get on Sean Houston's bus. If you've got a ticket. Therapeutic. We will need it with Gasper. Oh, man. I will drink a whole bottle of wine on the watch along. Good morning from Germany. Dyson not scoring is costing us. Yes, it is that. When's it not pissing down in Glasgow? Come on, Baz. When I used to go to all the games, the only time that we got beat at Ibrox is when it rained. I used to fucking dread it, man. You'd get along to Hart Hill, and the bus would pull in at Hart Hill, hoping that you might see one or two of their buses, if you know what I mean. And oh, the good old battles at Hart Hill back in the day. But then you'd end up getting to Hart Hill and there'd be about 400 coppers standing waiting on you. So that was that thing. And then you would just see the rain and it'd be fine if it was sunny. The time that they beat us at Hampden, it was pissing the rain that day. But Martin O'Neill, the Martin O'Neill effect, that never came into it back in the Martin O'Neill's days. It was more under Brendan Rodgers and stuff, and Ronnie Dyler, that came into play. But anyway, if we lose today, it's done. Sadly. Happy St. David's Day to all the Welsh boys and girls. The sun's came out here. It wasn't meant to be sunny today. It wasn't forecast sunny. Forecast cloudy. So hopefully the sun shines on the good and the great. And I could put that sunshine through the powers of internet and shine a little light down on Ibrox just to get that win today. Yes, she was, mate. She was at it yesterday. I think she had VIP tickets. A lot of people saying definitely think that Celtic will win today. Big performance. Is it a big performance we need, or is it just? I mean, we can't play as bad as we did against Hibs. I can hear the sash coming from the VAR van. Ay, ay, ay. Good morning. Where is Alistair Johnson? Thought he'd be training by now. He's not going to be till the end. When's the next international break? I'm sure it was then that he was going to be back in training. So must not lose opposed to a must win. But it's nothing to do with omens. You're reading too much into it. It's nothing to do with the weather. It's about turning up. I can only go with years and years of experience going to games, mate, and the feelings I used to get. And trust me. Hearts won. They're 9 in front of us now. Yes, they are that. Good morning. It's a different element of surprise. I think that we've got the element of surprise today. It will be interesting to see if Julian Araujo plays. Because if he plays, he makes the difference. Don't know. There's big players that need to play for Celtic today. Julian Araujo. Super chats came in from John from Australia. AS dollar. My very first Old Firm live was in the 1960s at Ibrox. We won 2-0. Same again, Aussie John. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Oh, my stomach, man. I don't even know if I can eat this. I need to eat. Sinisalo and Adamu needs to start. Yes, they do, mate. And it's good that you're still hanging about the channel. Not hanging about, but you know what I mean? That sounds a bit weird and creepy. Can we get one over the German manager today? And do you rate Daniel Rowe, the ex-Sheffield Wednesday manager? And Celtic don't usually lose 2 games in a row in the league, although we did do this season under Wilfred Nancy. Under Martin O'Neill, that's unthinkable. It is unthinkable. Which makes me think that Martin O'Neill will have the upper hand, and experience will come into it. Knowledge of the way that Rangers used to play back in the day against Celtic. Martin O'Neill will know of the dogged nature of the tie. He will also know that this manager is trying to replicate that slightly. I think that the manager that's doing the best job of trying to replicate the way that the old Rangers played, and a combination of the way that fucking who cares about that fucking shit. Need to start Sinisalo. Casper's save percent is too low. He's grounded for too many goals, bad reactions, and one arm. Oh, 3-2 Celtic today all day long. Oh, don't say what's on your head, man. Um, ah, oh Jesus. I'm glad I've got a stop button on sometimes because sometimes I want to just say things and it's like, oh, you can't say that. That's uh, it's good old Scottish banter, but we can't. You can't do it live in here. Sinisalo confidence will be higher, in my opinion, Baz. You think so? I think so as well. Casper's carrying heavy timber. He's not just carrying heavy timber. Do you know those fitness freaks that pull the tyres? Well, Casper went one level better. He strapped the tyre around his waist and he forgot to take it off. Anyway, I will be coming. I'm coming back on live in just over an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to last about another 10 minutes because I want to go and get something to eat. Um, oh, there's days like this. I wish I was back in the 1990s. Don't worry about it. The camera adds £10. Does it? Cheers. I think Casper is checked out. I don't think he's checked out. I think he's more the Michelin Man. He's maybe trying to get an advert for the Michelin Man adverts that come out next year. Thanks as always, Baz. Let's do it today. No worries, mate. My stomach is absolutely churning, honestly. It's stays like this. I wish I was actually going to the game. But then again, I know guys that since the reduced allocation have just said, nope, I'll never go back to Ibrox. Never go back. 4-5-1 and we'll hit them on the break. I don't think it'll be a 4-5-1, Jim. I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1 formation. The exact same formation that we played in Germany. We played that quite well. I even got to say, Rio Hatate, the back four, the line in the back four was phenomenal in Germany. Straight back four. And that's when Celtic were playing really good football. Rio Hatate was sitting in front of sitting in line with Callum McGregor. And you're thinking, finally, it's starting to click with these players. And if we do that today, you're not wanting your fullbacks getting forward as well. You keep that straight back line. And they'll put pressure on the back line. They'll try it, but keep that back line as high as possible. Things that Martin O'Neill will want the players to do to replicate that happened in Germany. Keep that straight back four. Keep it as high as possible. Austin Trusty's not going to be there. So it's a big, big game for Liam Scales. Massive game for Liam Scales. I don't think that Dane Murray will start. I don't have an issue if Dane Murray starts because Dane Murray is actually quite a tall player and he's got a little bit of physicality about him. I know he's just a young lad, but do you go with the beefiness of the lone player that came in who looks a bit of a machine? It's a big shout for Martin O'Neill this morning. Dane Murray knows what it means to win this game. He's came through the system. He'll bleed for us. But is he good enough? I think it's games like this that make players or break them, especially at Celtic. You lose this game and you play badly, you're probably boof. You'll be lucky if you're here in the summer. But Sonny from Hohen? Whereabout is that, mate? On to the doubles as per. Let's even get on to the doubles. Hatate cannot play today. I don't think that Hatate will play. Oh, that's a big one. Casper will not be the Danish keeper at the World Cup. I don't think he would. Well, I think he will because he's only got about 8 or 9 caps to try and go level with his father. And I think that's what he's trying to do. Martin O'Neill will start Hatate and Dyson. Can't afford to be carrying 2 empty shots. This is very true. Good man, I'm up early. I'm going to jump to it. Looks like he's been told he ain't playing. A draw is no good. Draw is not good. We fucked it up months ago. It doesn't. Do you know what happened months ago? Doesn't really matter now. What happened under the previous manager? It doesn't really matter now. It's about what we can do between now and the end of the season. So I think that we need to. Martin O'Neill knows what he needs to be done. Martin O'Neill knows. Do you know what I mean? And if he can get that result, it's not if. When he gets that result, when Martin O'Neill gets the result today on his birthday, the players will want to do it for Martin because it's his birthday. Do you know, the players will want to do it for themselves to prove that we're still the Scottish champions. We're 4 in a row champions. We need to go and play like we are 4 in a row champions today. Martin O'Neill will tell them, Fozzie will tell them, Sean Maloney will tell them, Callum McGregor will tell them. And I tell you one thing, it's going to be the team talk of all team talks from Callum McGregor today, that's for sure. We need pride, passion, and play the Celtic way. I'd maybe put a cup of coffee, a Celtic cup, next to each part of the post and a donut sitting on it. It's hot steaming coffee coming out and a donut, and Casper would make it all day long. Right, I'm going to jump through the comments because there is 513 comments. Apologise for not reading all the comments out. Danny Rowe hasn't won a single trophy in his career. That's an interesting one. I don't think he's about to start, to be honest. That Stuttgart one might have came at the right time for the hoops. I fucking hope so. Jesus God. Oh, man. Well, let's pick me a result and I'll put 50 quid on it for charity. 2-1 Celtic. What happened to the screen there? I seem to have gone off your red after that choking escapade. 2-1 Celtic. That's my scoreline. 2-1 Celtic. These games put years on you. I think that Celtic will need to come from behind from this. No. I think Celtic will score the early goal. They'll get one back and then Celtic will score one. Calmart's your goal. Calmart's good at scoring at Ibrox. That's one thing. Calmart's got previous for long range shots at Ibrox. So I think that having Oxlade-Chamberlain free up that space in the midfield, allowing Callum McGregor to sneak over to the left-hand side, his favourite side of the pitch. But then usually when he scores, he's more centre and to the right, which is interesting because the left-hand side of his pitch has always been his favourite. Yeah, I think it'll be 2-1 to Celtic today. SFA want the Jam Parts to win the title. We need to do better at set pieces. That's something that we've had to be better at for a lot of years. Under, I mean, I think the last manager that really had us good at set pieces was Brendan Rodgers' first time at Celtic. I don't think that even Ange Postecoglou had us good at set pieces. He never really, Ange didn't have to rely on set pieces. He lost her dignity under Nancy. Never forgive him. Yeah, this is true. But anyway, We're due to gub someone with a massive scoreline, 5-0 to Celtic. What if this is the day that we absolutely gub them? That would knock them back. That would just totally kill their season off. But it comes with a caveat. If you absolutely hammer them today, I don't think that they will. I think it's going to be a tight game. There's more chance of it being 2-1 to us. And they will try everything in the book in the last 10 minutes to try and get the draw. But 7-1, Ireland in the sun. I'll just jump through these. It's all about Celtic, what Celtic turns up today. I don't think it's about what Celtic turns up today. I think it's about the attitude of some of the players. The attitude, we know the players, we all know the players whose attitude stinks. But they're big players, and Martin O'Neill kind of trusts them to try and do it. But their attitude all season's been friggin' stinking. And the quicker that we get over this season, I mean, there's 4 players for me today that are big. I wouldn't have them anywhere near the pitch. Kasper Schmeichel, Kelechi Iheanacho, 2 of Brendan's mates. I wouldn't have those 2 anywhere near the pitch. I don't think that Kelechi Iheanacho brings anything to Celtic. He's slower than Kasper Schmeichel making a dive. Brings nothing to the game for me. And historically, he's never been a phenomenal striker. He's never been a 20-season goal-scoring striker throughout his career. I don't know why. I mean, I know why Brendan Rodgers brought him to Celtic, because we were struggling to get a striker in. For me, he's not a Celtic class striker. So you've got those 2, and then it's Dyson Maeda, who has been woeful, absolutely woeful this season. Couple of good passes every second game, not tracking back, just not interested. His attitude stinks. And then there's Rio Hatate, 45-minute player. We can't afford to have passengers in this game today. But Dyson Maeda's got that pace about him that, and in this game, they know it could be their second last, third last derby game. But we don't have anyone good enough. Well, we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain to come in for Hatate, so you leave Hatate out. But unfortunately, we've no one good enough to take over. Do you start Yang? There's the big question. Do you start Yang ahead of Dyson Maeda? It depends what Yang turns up, doesn't it? Don't know. I can't wait till next season till Dyson's gone, and then Jota's come back, and Jota has a fantastic pre-season, and he gets back to normal, and then you've got Connecti on one side and Jota on the next side, on the other side. Then the manager next season is going to go, these are 2 cracking players. Have them on the wing in either a midfield or a front 3. Hopefully we'll have a manager that comes in that puts Jota and Tenecti as part of a midfield, and then gives us 2 strikers up front. But anyway, we'll wait and see. First half in Stuttgart, Murray and Sinisalo graduated as Celtic players. This is the day. I'm glad that a lot of people finally came round to Dane Murray. I think that there was a lot of people really negative about Dane. It's an hour till the next live. I said I wasn't going to be on this long. I think that a lot of people were really negative about Dane and said that he wasn't Celtic class. He's a big, tall lad. He's taller than Austin Trusty. I think he's taller than Cameron Carter-Vickers. He just needs to bulk up a bit. He bulks up a bit and gets a little bit more physicality about his game. He could end up being a fantastic defender for Celtic over the next few years. Colby Donovan he needs to bulk up a bit. He needs to pick up his pace a bit. Apologise, I'm just flying through the comments here because there is over 580 comments, and I'm going to wrap the video up because I am back in 57 minutes time. It's stoic. Oh, right. Can't wait to see the team sheet. Well, we'll see it in just over an hour's time. The team will be released in 1 hour and 12 minutes. 1 hour and 12 minutes from now, that the team will be unleashed on us all. I will be back. I'll be back. I'll be back in just under an hour's time. So go and get everything ready, because it's going to be a hell of a day. And I need to get the watch along ready, because far too many of you said do a watch along. And I feel that my hands are clammy as anything already. God. Magnus, that would have been fantastic if that happened, but it doesn't happen, mate. It would make this worthwhile. Anyway, right, see you in just under an hour. Oh man, fuck me.